Sorry to show you this horrible face, this disgusting human being, but I just wanted to make a video about some hits. Well, not hits. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think that you have to be psychic to pick up on this, but well, I guess I do have to show this picture for a while, and then afterwards I'll take it off. But this is Howard Lutnick. As you know, he's been accused. He was in the files, the Ep files, and if you read any of those, you know he was predominant and implicated. Yes, well, he said that he did nothing wrong. They were just friends, just like 45 is trying to say, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Well, we were just friends, and I stopped being friends with him way before he started. Well, they knew. They all knew. And if you read the large part of the files that came out, which obviously are not all the files, but I think it was enough to, it was shocking. It was really shocking. Lutnick clearly was one of the top perps with Epstein for entertainment purposes only. And indeed, this mask right here, which was in one of the pictures from Epps Island complex, in a room where had a lot of dark energy. It was this mask and other male face masks ominously looking on to a chair that looked like a dentist office chair, where God knows what happened to children, girls. Did they take their teeth out so they couldn't bite? Do you get my drift? Like one of the girls accused 45 of threatening to kill her after she bit his member down there. So maybe they were trying to take out the kid's teeth. And this is something that happened in mental insane asylums all through the 1800s, all into like 1980, when they were still around insane asylum, mental asylums. They would take patients' teeth out so they couldn't talk, so they couldn't bite, so they couldn't eat. It was just awful, and to torture them. But was it for abortions too, or was it for other things? I mean, again, if you read the large portion of what we saw with the files, there was horrible things that happened to all the children. It wasn't just pretty bikini-clad blondes. It was children, a lot of children. So look at the picture. Okay, I guess I have to keep it up here. Look at the picture of Lutnick on the right, and then the mask on the left. The mask is one of the ominous-looking masks that was in the, what I call the torture room, even though they probably would say, oh, it's just a dentist. Well, why were you doing dental work on anyone? Why weren't the children with their parents going to their regular dental checkups? And, you just have to, and why the masks? Why would, so I get pretty upset. Lutnick is in the files, predominant, kind of like Bannon, one of the predominant people in the files, like Frump, predominant, one of the top 7 of perps with Epstein. And then you have this mask, the other men's mask. And so they asked him, remember earlier, maybe it was late last year, early this year, they had him talk before the council. He said, oh, I don't, my family went there, but it was just fine. I brought my kids, but everything was fine and nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. And then because he's been implicated more, they had him, it was like the pressure was on, kind of like with Bondi, although Bondi's never gone to her depositions, but he yesterday went to a questioning deposition, what have you, and behind doors, not taped, no one was allowed. It was private, no records taken, nothing. So we don't know what they asked him. We don't know what he said. We don't know. We know nothing. That angers me beyond belief. And think about what the files, when they released what they released, they uncovered and showed the victims' names, identities, addresses, phone numbers, and cleaned out, blacked out the perps, a majority of the perps, like Frump's name and others, took out their identities, the perpetrators, the abusers. It's just all so clear. If you're so innocent, why are you taking your name out of the files? If you're so innocent, why are you hiding the files? Then now they're saying, oh, the files there's nothing bad in them. So the case closed. If you're so innocent, why are you doing behind the closed door meetings with no records taken, no recordings, no public allowed? That doesn't sound innocent to me. That sounds guilty as hell. So someone posted this today, and I've always said from the very beginning, I said, that looks like Howard Lutnick. That mask looks like Howard Lutnick. And, we say, I had nothing to do with Epstein, nothing. Just family friends at one point, but then we stopped. But look at this. You can't tell me that's not him. They even got on the mask, they even picked up his particular eye, his eye fold where he has his hooded eye. It's like exact. And then the curvature of his eye bag underneath, it's exact. The eyebrow, exact. The nose, exact. Even the hairline is exact. The ears, everything's the same. The beard, everything. And look at the hairline again. It's exact. It's like they had it molded to his face, which is what you do when you make a mask. Molded to his face and then painted it to his likeness so he could stare at victims so they won't forget. It reminds me of 45, making sure we have his face on our passports, his face on our money, his face on buildings, his face on statues, everywhere, all over the news, all over the TV, everything. If he could, 45 would tattoo the image of his face in our eyeballs and have it shot into our eyes with like Google glasses, like very Star Trek type of Borg crap. They want the victims to think of them constantly and always be victimized and always be under their abuse and their power, because it's about power. But you can't tell me that's not Lutnick. That is Lutnick. That's him. I don't know where that mask is now. I don't know if it's in the FBI or if it was like destroyed. Who knows? But can we get it? Can we put it on his face? I would like to see that and have him stand there with it. Everybody says, release the files. They did for the majority. I know that 45, they took out a lot of his stuff. He probably has his own set of his own horrible files that, we'll never see. I've always said that I've seen him with something in his chest and he's patting his chest, like hidden here, hidden. And then like probably Ivana's grave, who knows? Other countries have it, who knows? But you can't tell me that's not Lutnick. That's him. So I really wish they would just take it, find that mask, bring it into the room, and place it on his face. Like the anti-Cinderella. It fits. Or like O.J. Simpson. If the mask fits, you must. But that was like different. Well, anyway. Do you see what I mean? It's just so clear. It's like everybody who's gaslit and believe because they don't want to believe that here's my theory. The people that don't believe that 45 and Lutnick and others are guilty, it's because they don't want to. It's because they know that if they believe it, then they have to believe horrible things about their life and things that happen to them. And they also have to believe things about the world that they didn't, like it all comes down. All their false reality crumbles down. And also, I think that people are raised in a fair amount of abuse that we don't even realize how many people have been abused sexually, physically, by the church, by their family. And that a lot of times the victim or the survivor stays close to the abuser or the abusive figure to stay safe, like a sucker stays on a shark to stay safe. It's safer that way. Anyway, I'm going to post this. It's gross. I know. I'm sorry. I thought I would take it off. I'm just going to leave it there. Go cleanse yourself. Go sage yourself. Thanks for listening. Bye.